Hello friends and welcome to Share Them Smiles. I'm Alyssa and today it's time for another Upon First Listen album review. This week I'm going to be doing a review on a band that I am definitely a fan of. I bought their last album, and so when I found out that they were putting out another one this week, I definitely was like, I have to do that one. So just as a kind of a lead-in, I actually somehow missed a lot of the promotional stuff and what they've been putting out up until this point. So I don't know any of these songs. They are literally all going to be upon first listen, but that in a way almost makes me more excited to jump in. So without further ado, this upon first listen album review is going to be on Imagine Dragons' new album, Evolve. So starting with the first song, it's called I Don't Know Why. And upon hearing it, the first thing it made me think of was kind of the intro music. Made me think of like Stranger Things. Now I'm not saying it sounded exactly like that, but the style of it I felt like could fit into like the background music of one of the episodes, or maybe be on like an inspired by album, because some movies and shows and stuff do things like that. Like I could definitely see the sound of this being in one of those things. But I loved the funky beat that kind of kicks in during the chorus, and then there was this whispery bridge section. So taking all those components and putting them together made this a really interesting first song, and it made me super excited to hear everything else that was going to be coming after it. The second song on the album is called Whatever It Takes, and it has kind of this fast rhythmic vocal delivery in the verses. And the song's about literally doing whatever it takes. And so it's super motivational, not just in the message of the song, but also in its delivery. Those aspects worked very well together to create this song as a whole. The third song on the album is called Believer, and the percussion is what stood out to me in this right away. And I really liked the verses. However, the chorus felt somewhat underwhelming. The vocals at times sounded almost uncomfortable and weak, which made it hard to hear sometimes exactly what he was saying. I wasn't able to understand that as well. And because of that, I don't think it ever really reached the strong build-up momentum place that it meant to, at least for me. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the third song, Believer. The fourth song is called Walking the Wire, and it is a love song about standing by someone through everything. I found some of the lyrics in this a little bit confusing. The imagery that was used as, you know, I do believe it's a love song about making it work until the end. However, some of the imagery that was used is some that I honestly usually associate with the opposite, things not working. At some point, I believe it's in the chorus, they say something about look out below appears within the chorus. And that to me would almost, if you took that out of context, makes it sound like look out below, we're falling, this isn't going to work. But the idea of the song, I believe, is that it is going to work, that they're making it work. And so it was a little confusing for me, but it was still, I think, a very good song. The fifth song on the album is called Rise Up. The vocals at times sounded more shouted than sung, but this was definitely an intentional choice. And the bridge takes a complete turn kind of from the rest of the song with a more floating feeling, which is really interesting and different, and to have that kind of juxtaposition. This was a good song, not necessarily my cup of tea right out the bat, but it was a good song. The sixth song on the album is called I'll Make It Up to You, and it's a love song about not being perfect, but making it up to the person. In the chorus, they repeat this very often, that they're gonna I'll make it up to you every night. And there's a definite 80s inspired sound to this song. And there's this nice guitar solo like at the end that's really nice and really cool with that one. The seventh song on the album is called Yesterday, and this one I thought was really interesting and stood out to me right from the get-go. They're playing around with kind of a lot of different sounds and ideas here. There's definitely clapping, there's a couple moments that are more of like the distorted sounds, there's harmony in it, and if I was forced to like pick some kind of descriptor for this song, I guess I would say it made me think of like a futuristic drinking song, which is very interesting description, but that's exactly what it sounded like to me, and I actually really enjoyed it because of how different it kind of sounded and felt. The 8th song on the album is called Mouth of the River, and where the last one felt very experimental, this one felt a lot safer and more familiar to what I would expect from this band, and it's a good song, and it fits with the rest of the album and feels very kind of like at home where it is in the album. The 9th song on the album is called Thunder, which there is a very cool vibe that runs throughout this entire song that I really enjoyed. And something else that I really liked about this one is the use of the sound effects of like a thunderstorm that were used within the song. However, with a name like Thunder, I would expect it to reach some kind of epic, bombastic moment that was never really present in the song. I don't think it necessarily took away from the song that it wasn't there, because like I said, it had a very cool feel to it, and I really enjoyed this song. I definitely plan on listening to it multiple times in the future, but with a name like Thunder, you expect something big, and it never really delivers on that. So I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about that, but that's just something that kind of stuck out to me with that one. The 10th song on the album is called Start Over, and the instrumentation of this one made me think of days on the beach with your friends and all of that, and it's perfect for summertime because of it. I will definitely be putting it on a summer playlist for myself. And the last song on the album is called Dancing in the Dark, which has a decidedly darker feel than the last song and definitely a more mellow feel. It's a good song, but for being the closer of the album, I found it a little bit underwhelming. So overall, I'm going to give this album a 3.8 out of 5 smiles. I am a fan of the overall sound. I really appreciated the experimentation that I felt was present throughout it. However, I felt at some points it just kind of missed the mark slightly, and there was a lot of potential in a lot of these songs, and they really delivered in some ways, but in a lot of other ways I just felt like it didn't reach the full potential that it could have been. But that being said, I still really enjoyed it. I definitely suggest it to you, to anyone who is interested in listening to their songs, anyone who's a fan. I think you'll definitely enjoy this one, and I definitely plan on listening again, and who knows, maybe upon further listens that number might go up. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, please feel free to let me know with a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about the album as a whole. Have you heard it yet? Have you not? Anything else you might want to tell me? Feel free to leave that down in the comment section below, and if you're interested in any future videos I might be putting out, feel free to subscribe. So again, thank you all so much for watching. I love you all, and as always, don't forget to share them smiles. Ciao for now, friends.